Mara Alvarez sat alone in the dim glow of her apartment, the bluish light of her laptop screen illuminating the dark circles beneath her eyes. Empty coffee cups formed a miniature graveyard beside her keyboard, each representing another hour stolen from sleep. She adjusted her glasses, blinking away the blur. 42 pages into the quarterly financial projections and her vision had begun to double. Her left hand trembled as she scrolled, not from caffeine, but from something far worse. The pain had returned. It always started as a dull ache beneath her ribs, like a fist curling inside her body. Then came the fever, the nausea, the bone-deep exhaustion that made every breath feel like lifting concrete. Her chronic condition, undiagnosed for years, misunderstood by most doctors, untreated by all insurance, had chosen tonight of all nights to strike its cruelest blow. But deadlines didn't care about pain. CEOs didn't care about sob stories. And rent certainly didn't wait for wellness. Her boss, Dominic Hale, was legendary in their industry. Sharp, uncompromising, untouchable. The kind of man who closed 8-figure deals before breakfast and fired people over typos. He never raised his voice, he didn't need to. His silence alone could shatter confidence. His approval was currency, his disappointment, a death sentence. And Mara needed her job. She glanced at the clock. 2:57 a.m. Her hospital bill sat unopened beside her laptop. It had arrived that afternoon after her emergency room visit 2 days prior. $19,842 for IV fluids in a 3-hour stay. She hadn't looked at it since. Couldn't. Just seeing the envelope had made her dizzy. What was she supposed to do? Negotiate with an automated billing department? Offer them her soul in installments? A wave of pain hit, sharp and blinding. She gasped, gripping the edge of the desk until her knuckles went white. Tears welled, not out of sadness, but sheer exhaustion. She swallowed them back. She didn't have time to break. Focus, Mara. Just attach the report. Send. Sleep. Cry later. She clicked compose. Typed with trembling fingers. Greater than subject. Q4 financial report, completed. Good morning, Mr. Hale. Please find the attached report as requested. Let me know if any revisions are needed. Her eyes barely focused as she clicked attach file. The cursor hovered over 2 recent PDFs. Q4_profit_analysis.pdf. Billing_statement_Mara_Alvarez.pdf. In her haze, she clicked the second. She hit send without realizing. The email whooshed off into cyberspace like a bullet she couldn't recall firing. It wasn't until her spinning head finally hit the pillow, fully clothed, laptop still open, that a faint whisper of realization flickered in her mind. Wait, did I? But exhaustion pulled her under before she could finish the thought. Her last conscious image was the glowing notification on her screen confirming delivery to Dominic Hale, 3:04 a.m. She didn't know she had just changed her life. The morning sun sliced through thin curtains, landing directly across Mara's face like nature's personal alarm clock. She winced at the sudden light, disoriented. Her head pounded. Her tongue felt like cotton. The laptop was still open beside her, battery blinking its final warning. She groaned and reached for it, intending to close it and pretend none of last night existed. But then she saw it. One new email, from Dominic Hale. Her stomach flipped. In an instant, everything that had happened came rushing back, the pain, the fever, the exhaustion, and the email. Her breath stalled. No, I didn't. I couldn't have. She clicked sent mail. There it was. Attached. Billing_statement_Mara_Alvarez.pdf. Her entire body went cold. She had sent her medical bill. To her CEO. Not the report, not even a question or explanation. Just, here, sir, I'm dying and broke, enjoy the PDF. She buried her face in her hands. Oh my God, I'm dead, he's going to fire me. Or worse, he'll pity me. I can't survive either. With trembling hands, she clicked the email from Dominic. She expected fury, or mockery, or a short, brutal message like, interesting. Report. Instead, she found something she never imagined. Greater than subject. Your report. You sent me an invoice. At first, I thought you were joking. Then I read it. $19,842 for IV fluids and diagnostics. That's robbery. It's paid. Mara stared at the words, unable to process them. It's paid. She blinked again. Then again. Maybe she was hallucinating. Maybe the fever hadn't really broken. Maybe she was still dreaming. But the next line landed like a hand gently gripping her shoulder. Greater than the report can wait. Your health cannot. Take a week off. Full leave. No arguments. Her vision blurred again, not from illness but from tears she couldn't stop this time. Dominic Hale, the man whose face could give statues competition, had paid her bill. But it wasn't over. She scrolled down. Attached. Screenshot, payment confirmation. There it was. Her account, her name, her hospital bill, stamped across it in red, paid in full. She clapped a hand over her mouth, disbelief flooding her veins. This wasn't corporate charity. There was no generic HR tone, no automated wellness platitude. It was human. Then she noticed another email. A follow-up, sent just 2 minutes later. Greater than PS next time you're drowning, don't send me a spreadsheet. Just say it. A laugh burst out of her, half sob, half exhale. She didn't know whether to reply or drive to his office and throw herself at his feet in gratitude. But before she could decide, another notification appeared. Incoming call, Dominic Hale. Her breath caught. He was calling. Now, she stared at the screen, frozen. Do I answer? Do I let it ring? Do I pretend I died? Can I legally change my identity before picking up? The phone kept buzzing in her hand. Finally, with her heart slamming against her ribs, she swiped to answer. Quote. H hello. His voice came through calm. Steady. Unexpectedly gentle. Mara. Good. You're awake. A pause. We need to talk. And just like that, her world tilted again. Mara sat up straighter, holding the phone like a live grenade. Why yes. I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to. Stop. His tone wasn't harsh, just firm. You don't need to apologize for being human. That alone was enough to silence her. Dominic Hale didn't say things like that. His vocabulary usually consisted of numbers, directives, and the occasional, acceptable. Hearing anything remotely compassionate from him felt like hearing a vending machine say I love you. He continued, I didn't call to talk about the file mix-up. I called because this exposed a much bigger issue. Mara swallowed. My financial irresponsibility, your loyalty at the expense of your well-being, he corrected. She blinked. I was just doing my job. No, he said, you were dying at your desk to meet a deadline. That isn't dedication. That's fear. Her throat tightened. Because he was right. Is that what working here feels like? He added quietly. She hesitated. Sometimes. A pause. A long, heavy pause. I built this company to be efficient, he said, voice more subdued now. Not cruel. Mara stayed silent, unsure if she was allowed to respond. Finally, he spoke again. I'm sending documentation to your email. Our and I drafted a new policy, a comprehensive health coverage and emergency support plan. It'll apply to all staff, effective immediately. What? Mara breathed. You're not the only one with bills like that. We're just the only one desperate enough to accidentally send them to me. She let out a nervous laugh. He actually chuckled. Somewhere, an angel probably fainted. Then he added, and when you're feeling better, I want you to consult with HR on making sure this new policy actually works in practice. You'll be compensated for the time. Her jaw dropped. You want me to help shape company policy? You've proven 2 things, he said. 1, you understand our operations intimately. 2, you understand what it's like to suffer silently. That perspective is valuable. Mara didn't know whether to cry or write poetry about this moment. She managed a shaky, I don't know what to say. How about, he replied dryly, you start by not sending me any more medical invoices unless I ask for them. She actually laughed then, a real, chest-deep laugh that startled even her. As they wrapped up the call, he ended with, rest. That's an order. The line clicked off. Mara stared at her ceiling, feeling like someone had cracked her chest open and poured sunlight inside. She didn't just feel relieved. She felt seen. Later that evening, she drafted her reply. Subject. Your report. Sir, I don't know how to repay you. But I will. Not with money, with change. Thank you for proving that power and kindness can exist in the same sentence. Mara. His reply came 2 minutes later. Greater than power means nothing without kindness. Take care, or I will personally drag you off your laptop. She smiled, tears pricking her eyes. Sometimes, the universe doesn't give second chances. Sometimes, it sends the wrong attachment. And calls it destiny.